tuned to the Paracasual podcast. Welcome.
Hello and welcome to the brand new, revisited, revised, and resurrected Paracasual podcast, formerly the Paracasual Destiny podcast. We are at episode 70, and it's been a long time since I've seen all of yous. We went into retirement just like ABBA did for 15 years. Hello.
I'm joining. I hear that.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
And I hear, Ghost just joined as well. What's up, Richard?
What's up?
So we were just talking about putting lemon in coffee. Perfect way to kick off our first topic after resurrecting our conversations. Does anybody remember where we left off? What was the last episode? It was episode 69.
I want to say that it was. I know that it was Season of Defiance. Light Fall and on Neomuna had just launched.
Oh my gosh! You know what it was?
Wow.
What?
I just looked it up in our notes. It was Goodbye Amanda. It was the.
I was going to say. I think that it was.
Yeah, she died.
Interesting. Yeah.
And we talked about, we did a little tribute. We talked some vault talk. I guess they were increasing the vault at that time or thinking about it.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about the Iron Banner. Stego offered a suggestion of White Lotus. And guess what? This is Saturday, April 8th, 2023. So coming up on a year ago. 2 years ago.
That's 2 years ago.
Holy shit, that was 2 years ago. Guess what Ghost was doing?
What?
He was playing Call of Duty.
2 years ago?
2 years ago. Almost to the day.
The more things change, the
And I
more they
still
stay
hate
the
the
same.
freaking game.
I love it.
Wow.
Romance Girl talked about Breath of the Wild on the Switch. Wow. Sally Bug talked about Diablo 4.
I haven't finished that.
She was playing Diablo 4. Stego, like I said, the White Lotus.
I wish I had bought that game. I think I would have really enjoyed it if I just played it through.
Which game?
Diablo
4.
4. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I heard it got old quick though, didn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, but it had updates though. I think.
Because if you were caught up with the season type thing, that if you did it and then the new season come out, you would have to start fresh. I didn't like that. So nope.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of like
Kind
an
of borrowing
extraction.
the seasonal artifact power level of Destiny, where there was a little bit of a refresh, or was it your full character got reset?
Or is it
I
more,
did
think
it
it
just,
was,
you just
I
lost
think
all
you
your
could
stuff,
play it,
maybe?
but you couldn't be part of the newest season with that same character.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Ouch! Ouch! That's worse than extraction shooters where
Yeah,
you
that was
lose all
it.
your
Were
shit.
they were trying to encourage different classes and stuff?
I guess so.
I don't know how.
I guess so. I think it was probably just their way to try to handle power creep.
I just had Jerome just
I don't know. I'm with y'all. I question that that design choice.
And of
Yeah,
course,
go ahead.
yeah, I was just going to say, 2 years ago this time, I was playing AC Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins, and watching the Gwyneth Paltrow trial. So,
So we're still watching Trials. That's not Destiny Trials, but
Ghost is still playing COD.
actual real
And-
Trials.
Right into
So
it,
that
Jerome.
hasn't changed much either. Our fascination with court TV hasn't gone away.
No, it has not. But maybe I
Right.
should. You know what I should do is just let's run down the list of participants in the new revised podcast. I am Sewell Time. And I am in the same location as Sally Bug. Sally Bug, introduce yourself.
Yep, I'm Sally Bug.
That's Sally Bug's
same.
voice. And you
Yep.
can see our icons if you're watching us, if you're watching the video portion of it. And we are in the northeast of the U.S., up in Maine. And we have Romance Girl and Stego in Austin, Texas. Romance Girl, what's your voice sound like?
Hello, I'm Romance Girl. Glad to be back.
And this is Green Stego coming all the way from Central Texas.
Central Texas. And speaking of Central, we have somebody in on the conversation from Central UK. I think like if you took the center of gravity of England, that's where he would be, right in the middle, smack in the middle. Ghost?
Yep, and we'd still get reference for the tea.
Absolutely. All right. Oh, it's nice to hear this combination of voices again for the first time in 2 years. It's probably we've probably raided since then, right? Or done something together.
Maybe.
Have we?
Here and there.
Here and there. I don't know. It seems like we definitely did a raid since then.
Yeah. Not the
probably.
new one. We haven't done the new one yet.
We haven't done the
We
new
haven't done the
one.
new one.
So since we've last played,
We haven't done
since
the
we've last
last
potted,
new
we've
one.
played Season of the Deep, Season of the Wish, Season of the Witch, then
Witch.
Season of the Wish.
Right.
There's
Then
2 raids that have come out that we have not done
What?
as a raid team.
No, you're confusing a dungeon with a raid, I think.
No, we definitely did.
Oh,
Root of
maybe I
Nightmares,
am, yeah.
and
We
then
did
it
Root
set
of
Salvation
Nightmares.
Dead
Not
as the
much,
new one.
though. Yeah.
No,
we've only
once
done
or
it once
twice.
to completion.
All right.
I've only done the newest dungeon once, in case anyone's wondering.
What about the newest
How-
raid?
How was it?
No, I still have no clears on the new raid.
Oh, interesting.
I only did the dungeon once because that's when Nicholas got his account hacked. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
I haven't ran it.
That just makes me sad every time I remember that or think about it.
Yep.
It just makes me sad.
Yeah.
Hopefully they just definitely maybe come out with a Destiny 3 where you have to start a new character anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, what about, has anybody heard the news about Dr. Lupo?
Nope.
Yes. The
What?
cheating scandal
Yes.
Yeah.
What a scandal, huh?
was very surprising.
Yeah.
It was super surprising.
Cheating at chess,
Of all things,
Yeah.
right?
of all the things
I mean,
to cheat at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just let your ego go and say, you know what? I suck at chess. I'm not going to win this one.
Just toss in the towel.
Oh, like actual chess or the Destiny chess?
It was like a chess tournament.
Yeah,
He was in a chess
It was a
for
chess-
money tournament
actual
at
chess.
chess.com.
it was like for $100,000 too. So it was like, that makes
Yeah.
it worse in my mind.
Yeah.
Which
You know.
wasn't, not like a whole lot of money for him, I wouldn't think. I mean, you gotta feel like he's.
Yeah.
I don't think it was about the money. I think it's about when you
No.
have a persona around gaming, you feel pressured to
Yeah.
perform.
The
Yeah.
competitive thing.
It's the same reason why athletes do it, like do
Yeah.
Exactly.
drugs. So
Yeah. Yeah. Performance enhancing drugs or any other kind of cheating you see with like
Right.
people who you would think would know better. And
yeah,
the-
and then people who like hate cheaters. You know,
They just
who have been open, because I'm pretty sure he's been openly anti-cheater for
Yeah.
Destiny.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where just like the mind can trick itself.
yeah.
Like I know, like for like esports competitions and stuff, like there've been like
Ritalin.
people have said that they take like Adderall or some of those other
Yeah.
like attention drugs, and I don't know if those ever got banned or if those were
Oh,
like
I'm sure they're
still
banned.
allowed.
I think because it's still kind of new, it might not be. I don't know how regulated it is, but there probably is some kind of regulation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So-
stick to caffeine.
Yeah,
Right.
Adderall is a banned substance in many esports competitions, particularly those governed by the Esports Integrity Commission, ESIC.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's.
Oh, there's
I mean,
a lot of stuff that's banned.
Mm-hmm. I'd imagine any kind of like
I think that can alter your mind or body is off limits.
Yeah. Give you a competitive edge.
Anyway.
Interesting. So, yeah. Anybody watching, I don't actually really watch Dr. Lupo. I kind of got out of, I was really involved in like watching Twitch and watching streamers, for a while there. And that kind of like fell off. I fell off that. Soul Time and I every now and again watch.
There was something really magical about watching like Trials of Osiris in Destiny 1.
In Destiny 1. I was just going to say, that's when that was the height of my Twitch.
Yeah. I still like watching the raid races. I think that's fun.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Right.
That kind of feels like an Olympics moment.
The emblems, right?
Yeah, you got to tune in. That's the extent of Ghost's Twitch watching, is just to get the emblems.
He's like, what do I get out of it? What am I going to get out of it?
There's a cool looking one coming Tuesday if you watch that 15-minute stream. If you got time.
Speaking of,
that's right, May 6th.
We're coming back at the precipice of a possible comeback for the Destiny franchise.
You think so?
Amen.
You think so?
I mean, I think it is a possible comeback. I don't know about the likelihood.
You're talking about the Edge of Fate, right?
I am. I'm referring to the Edge of Fate, the newest expansion.
It does look cool. It does.
What about
Even if they
really
show
cool?
like so little, it still got me hyped.
I actually have said it. I was like, where could they go story-wise? And I thought about it, and I said the 9 is really where they abandon the storyline the most, I think. So I'm excited that they're picking that back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Rights
I'm
of
still
the
pretty
9.
confused about the whole Vex thing myself. Like, I know that they kind of like touched upon it with the Maya Sundaresh story.
Yeah, I think their issue with the Vex is every time they touch upon it, they don't really know where to go with it beyond what they've already done with the story with the Vex.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an interesting story and the whole interesting idea behind that, that race. But I don't think they know exactly how. Like, I don't know. I don't have any like ideas of like where they could go with it. But it just feels like I feel like
because the Vex are so robotic, it's harder to like have emerging characters and stories in the traditional sense like that.
Because they're, especially with the hive mind nature of it, like the divine soul is like one collective.
So it's very cool, but it's also limited in how you tell that story.
Yeah, which is why there's just any Vex content doesn't feel as compelling as like the Hive content.
We're gonna revisit the 9.
We're coming back to the 9.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see kind of where they go with it.
So that's what we know, and we know that we're leaving the Soul. And the Soul is
the Solar System.
And it seems like strand energy is like what's kind of
that's contested.
That's contested, but it does seem like there is some type of like
strand
thread of fate that is like drawing us.
I think it kind of just looks like a magnetic field, like a solar.
It looks kind of green. It looks like we're tapping into our relationship with light and darkness, but like specifically our awareness of like strand energy and darkness.
I
to
about speculating that much.
That's fair.
Hold on,
That's fair.
I'm wondering if, like, what are your thoughts on whether or not they're going to bring it'd be a 6, right? Like if you don't include prismatic,
I don't think we'll get a subclass in Edge of Fate.
I'm already overwhelmed with the amount of subclasses. I'm going to be honest, so that's not something
I think
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
like getting
I'm not
overwhelmed with
saying
the
that
amount of weapons
it's
in the
something
game.
that I would want to do. I mean, it'd be fun, like exploring something new. But yeah, like I just, for me, it's like I use a content creator who, like, I mean, Mactix has been my go to these days. But just
usually as well.
that they'll put
Yeah.
on tell me what a good loadout is. I put it on and then I use it for like 2 months.
Yeah, I'm the
lazy.
same. Only I use it for like 2 years.
Too lazy to change it up and look at what else is. I'm really
I
enjoying
still
the
have
Dyad, so I'm just like doing loadouts.
I still have my same strand build from Lightfall.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do as hard of content, so it doesn't become as much of an issue as like if I was doing Grandmasters.
Right. Which I don't do. I don't do any of the hard content. It's not worth it for me. I want to have fun.
But to
and
touch
enjoy
upon
it.
the wider community's wants, I think they do want another subclass.
I do like the fact that they have.
Personally, they need to make it more appealing for adepts because they just took away adept big ones. There's not really a reason to get the adept ones unless you want a Crucible.
I feel like they've done a really good job recently, and I could be wrong here, but and I guess someone who's a more hardcore would have to have input on this. But I feel like they've done a really good job of, like, for me, like, I can just hop in and enjoy the game and be able to play on my level as a casual player who can't like play every day or even every week. Yet there's still content in there that satisfies the players who are a little more hardcore and play more often. So I feel like they've done a really good job with that balance. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think I agree with the amount of content in the game is in a really good place. I think where I get lost these days in Destiny is the UI. And when I look at my quests versus the Pathfinder versus the weekly challenges versus the seasonal challenges, I feel split in too many directions.
That's fair.
Plenty of directions to go, not enough direction. Like directing me, like what I should specifically be doing.
Yeah, like what to prioritize.
Yeah, it's like that open world idea of like, okay, the open world, but you should have at least what paths choices are available to me and what should I prioritize. And I think they do that sort of with whatever the storyline is and those quests. But I'm in agreement with Romance Girl that those are not obvious and being able to figure out which one is it, because usually what pops up on my screen for quests is the one that you've most recently been doing, but that one may not be the one related to the story, if that makes sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty clunky. I think they whenever they made that change where you had you have those tabs on the left-hand side where you can choose, well, this is an exotic quest versus this is the seasonal quest versus this is, but it's still a little clunky.
They addressed trying to organize the amount of quests, but I don't think they addressed like the root cause of like, why are there so many different quest threads?
Right. And how to default it. And you can't, like, if you can like track one, but then as soon as you go to track one but you're like, I don't know, it still can be like,
it's just a little UI problem. And I think that Destiny 1 and some of Destiny 2, like UI has been their real strong point. And I do think that the UI of like just clarity of, I have that issue when I go in to build my character as well. I just feel like there's too much going on. That could just be me specifically.
No, I find,
it is not.
think I don't know if I'd be playing this game if it weren't for tools like Dim for me.
Yes.
To be honest, like I can't, like I watch other people streaming this game sometimes where they don't use any third party. They just go into the vault. Like and it's
It-
600
Ghost.
items. Like,
Ghost does that.
is that what you do,
700.
Richard?
It's 700
No.
now.
I've only got about 300 items in my vault. I delete loads.
But you
700 is the max.
like use your vault though.
No. Ghost uses. I know you guys use. What is it? I forget what it's called. It's
companion
not
app?
Dim. It's another app to switch
It's called the vault.
the vault. Yeah, you guys use that on your like phone, right?
Yeah, I don't use it anymore. It was had ads on it, so
I will say one of the
Yeah.
best changes they've had, I think, is being able to access your vault from anywhere, because I don't have to
Yeah.
like stop my game session to dump all my
Crap
into
Oh gosh, that's almost a game
Huge
changer when, especially since they like just doing a round of the Nether and like I hadn't been paying attention to it or remembered that I could just like hit a button and throw some stuff in the vault. And then next thing I know, it's like your postmaster is 100% full.
Yes,
Because
and so that's
because
another
of
thing
the amount of loot.
I hope that they address longer term is the I think it devalues the loot, the amount we get.
Yeah. Yeah.
I personally just am
Like
so
I understand the
overwhelmed.
chasing of certain roles and all of that, but to have like to get like 20 of the like just for like a 2-hour session, 20 different versions of the same gun.
Yeah,
And
I mean it's
and-
great
and-
for people who are farming that same gun, and I know that they've come up with like the Tome of Want and stuff to make farming easier. But for someone who's
Tome of Want,
ultra
do it.
casual like me,
RNG, but
that just doesn't
terrible.
it doesn't affect me at all. Because I'm not really
Yeah.
usually going for
Well,
a god roll.
What if you find the role you like, or you've settled on I've got the role. I give it a little heart. It's a favorite now in Dim, and I keep still getting those guns over and over and over again. And
I
it's
guess
just a
you're supposed to
pain.
just focus in on another gun on your Tome of Want.
Right, but just the regular just gameplay drops. It fills up so quick.
I think
you know?
it's too much.
It is.
And I do hope that they address that at some point.
It's hard.
I think it'd be cool is if there was a mode where it was just like a loot mode, kind of like that. Like if you want
Yes.
to get as many legendaries
Exactly.
as possible in the shortest amount of time,
Yeah.
you go
It's a
into
farming
that
mode.
mode.
I'm going into farming mode.
a farming mode.
I like that
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, versus just like storyline mode. Like, yeah,
Yes,
drop,
exactly.
you know,
So
get
now
a couple of
everything
drops
that you do
at
is
the
going
end
to
of the-
inundate you. Yeah.
Yeah, go in. Like, I'm just thinking like the Nether because that's what I've been doing most recently. So go into the Nether and do like that first, like because it's you do it in like rounds of 3.
Mhm.
Go into the Nether, do that first round of 3, and then you just get a chest at the end with a couple of things that pop out, and that's it, right? Like,
Yes,
it's not
that would
like
be
this
way
huge-
less stressful for me.
Right. And then if you went into farming mode, because it's, and you know, it seems like they could easily do that because they already have like an explorer versus the matchmaking one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they could have a
Right.
farming mode for each activity, really. I was thinking there'd just be a standalone activity for farming weapons, but that's even better.
Yeah.
It's like you turn the farming mode on, and maybe you even could limit it weekly. Like you can only do 3 runs of farming mode per week, and you
Right.
get like 10 drops each time.
Mm.
Right. Because I found myself like, regardless of whether it's like, I don't know whether this is a good role or not, but I don't want to deal with it. And I just delete it.
Yes.
It's like,
That's where
I'll
I'm
be
at.
getting another, and that's the way it's like and then my thought process is this might be the God role, but I'm also
It's a
getting so
FOMO.
many of them that I'm going to get another one eventually anyway.
Yeah.
So-
It's FOMO psychology, and it definitely detracts from the game.
yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, personally, anyway.
I also just think because the game has been around so long now and they sunsetting, there's just the volume of weapons in the game
There's
is
too many
so
weapons.
overwhelming.
Yeah, there's too many.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that kind of wishes that they would walk back to Destiny 2 vanilla fixed roles for maybe like most of their weapons. Maybe there's like a
Right.
few that are like special, like the playlist weapons, you know, the ones that have
Yeah.
like 14 different perks in the column. It's like
Yeah.
the Xenos Veil or whatever shotgun that was like, and like that specific weapon can roll randomly, but like
Yeah, I think that's you brought this up in the past. I think world weapon drops should have fixed rolls.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm agreeing.
Because if it's a scathe lock, I don't want to know. I don't want to like look at like, oh, is this the one that has like? I don't want to look at.
There
the
is
perks.
something about knowing, like, oh, that's that weapon, and just knowing exactly what it is.
Exactly.
And only needing one copy of it.
I could kind of use something like that.
And then you've got the whole like crafting one, and they went through that whole thing with crafting, and I was like really involved in that for a while, and I was like, and for me that was like a way to be able to delete once I got the patterns for the crafting. Then that gave me the
Sure, it's like
yeah,
exotics.
But then there were too many craftable weapons to keep up with.
Right, and that exists now, right? Like I've got a ton of weapons that I've got the pattern for, and I think I deleted everything else from that was a roll of that, but still haven't gone to craft it or use it in any way. There's just for a casual gamer, it's overwhelming. It's almost like they need to have like a here baby casual mode versus like
well, if it's a problem for us who have been playing for years, imagine a new player trying to get in.
Yeah. And just to go off that same, like, I mean, and I don't know, maybe it's just where I am in gaming right now, but I used to love to do RPGs. And part of the reason that I kind of like strayed away from even like trying to even start a new one is that same thing. It seems like they've all kind of taken this level of complexity that takes away from the enjoyment of the game, for me anyway.
Which may be a perfect segue into the phenomena, and I am calling it a phenomena, of the remake of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is just taken off. Like there's kids at my school, I teach, 7th graders, talking about Oblivion. It's amazing. There's definitely a void for that type of sort of back to basics, bread and butter RPG.
Yes, it's like, the idea of that game and the reason that I think the reason the Resurgence is so popular is because it is just the story and the progression and what you're going for. And there isn't like this huge, all these layers of complexity in the development of your character and which tree you're going to go down and getting 20
there's
different.
Something to be said about just like the straightforwardness of an RPG.
Right. And I think that
absolutely.
also was a reason why Baldur's Gate was the latest one. Baldur's Gate 3 was very successful.
I wouldn't call that straightforward at all. From what I heard, there's like a
no,
million
but
different scenarios,
it's definitely we're talking about games that aren't live service. They actually have an endpoint, right?
I wanted to get into Baldur's Gate 3, but it's not my type of game. I'm not hating on it or anything. It's just not my type of game.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
And Oblivion's not everybody's type of game either.
I freaking love Oblivion.
We started Player Obscure Expedition 33. That's gotten a lot of
we were just watching somebody streaming that earlier. That's what Sally, remember?
Is that only on, we were wondering, is that only on PlayStation? Is it PlayStation exclusive?
No, it's everywhere.
No.
That could be one to look into full time.
It's on Game Pass. So we started it. We haven't finished it yet. But it's a lot of fun. It deserves the praise it's getting.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of praise.
Is it a little more linear? No, like doesn't have like all the there's something to just a beautiful story and beautiful like good storytelling, good immersion, but it doesn't have to have like
engaging. But it doesn't.
Go ahead.
Right. No, it doesn't have to be that complicated to be good.
Exactly.
Richard,
I think that.
What were you saying about it?
Oh, I started it, but between that and Oblivion, it's been hard to decide which one to play.
Yeah.
And then you got Jerome wanting you to do everything for him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did spend most of the day yesterday on Destiny. I did all the chess puzzle thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were able to do
actually
the
on our
whole chess
to-do
puzzle
list,
in one
though.
go?
I already had like 20, I think 22. And that was just from, I think, just opening chests in the Nether and finding some by accident. And then
Wow.
How many are there altogether?
60.
Oh, okay. I'm
But
going to step out for a minute.
Okay. Listen to this. Tyler Hepner says Expedition 33 is legitimately one of the most aesthetically gorgeous games I've ever seen. As an artist obsessed with lighting, atmosphere, and color, I'm deeply moved and inspired by the mastery of every ounce of it. What do you think?
I died in Discord for the chess puzzle thing. You guys.
I think that Claire Obscura is very good, and it has one of those things where it's just very well rounded, like the art direction, the music, the acting, the combat system is so well thought out. Like they thought about every scenario that you're going to run into when you're leveling up characters. It just feels like very smooth to play and well thought out.
Would you go as far as to calling it a masterpiece?
I don't know yet because I haven't finished.
Okay. All right.
It's certainly like it's engaging. It's hitting all the right buttons.
I wouldn't say that I'm in the Breath of the Wild zone right now where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is something different. For me, I just think it's extremely good, and I love how French and silly it is as well. It's not afraid to be like both serious and goofy. And that is a huge strength of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I have called it more than once, and I stand by this. Grown-up Super Mario RPG.
Wow. Now I really want to play it.
It was announced being a turn-based game. I saw a lot of people hate on it, and I was just like, why? Turn-based games are good. They don't have to be like...
I think turn-based games just depend on the nature of the combat systems because they can be repetitive.
They can be. Yeah. Cassius says Super Mario RPG because it has this like timed hit mechanic. So instead of just saying like attack this person and then attack this enemy and then it does it, there is like there's a quick time event. There's an animation, and if you press it right, then you get a bonus. If you press it like at the specific right time, then you get like a critical hit. So it's like it's engaging. You're trying to dodge. You can time your blocks as well. So it's it's.
Well, I'm also calling it Super Mario RPG because it has really fun characters and storytelling, and the world itself is storytelling, and the music is noticeably like well done and engaging.
Agree.
Sounds like it's just to bring us back to an earlier point that Daniel was making about the Scathelock. The most popular trait combo is Subsistence and Rampage, coming in at 11.82% of the rolls.
Good to know.
So that seems like it's pretty split on what they think is.
Well, I mean, and then you have
sounds like a stat from yet another one of those third-party apps.
Can you imagine if Bungie posted those stats?
Well, they do. I mean, it's from their API, right?
Yeah, they do.
It is from there, yeah, but somebody else.
Well, we're talking about light.gg here. So.
Yes, and shout out to light.gg because I have given up on making decisions for myself in this game, so they make it for me.
Yeah, me too.
A role appraiser.
Yeah, just
Yep.
I use a role appraiser to delete anything in my vault that's like
either that or just ask Ghost. He's got them all memorized.
B or less. If it's B+ or better, then I just keep it.
I try asking Ghost, and he goes, yeah, that sounds okay."
I don't go as far as say I got them memorized, especially with these return of weapons and the perks they keep bringing.
No, Ghost, let me ask you this. How many legendary weapons are in the game right now?
I can answer that.
Probably more than what
I thought you were a fact checker?
I'd like to phone a friend.
Probably maybe just over 1,000, maybe, give or take.
Right. More than what your vault can hold.
Yeah.
I still say there needed to be, and they do kind of like have that, like you can pull something out of collections, but you can't do it with any of the random roll stuff. So it's just like, I still feel like you could, like,
I was so pissed when they launched those at the same time.
Once you have like something, like if you could just say, okay, this gun, I just want to put it in like I think my idea a long time ago was like just having a storage room, right? Like in Skyrim, just put it in your house somewhere. Yes. But like just being able to, not just a vault, but just saying, I'm just going to throw this in collections because I don't think I'll use it anytime soon. I still have guns that are like, I know I haven't like used in like years, but I want that, it's hard to say I want to give up the opportunity of ever like being able to use it because things do like have resurgencies, but you can do it for exotics. And my last vault clean out, that's what I did. I just deleted any exotic that I hadn't touched in a long time. I just went ahead and deleted them because I knew I could just pull them out of collections.
Can't do that with armor. If it's good,
yeah, you can't do it with armor because armor is random.
Soon,
random roll,
I think Edge of Fate, we will have a different armor stat system.
Right. So then there's that whole thing too, because we'll have all those armor pieces, and it's like, well, you can use the old armor, but you're probably going to want to start using the new armor. It's like, okay, that's just a whole other layer of complexity that I don't want to deal with.
Or doing away with a layer of complexity, making it streamlined.
Just not use. Just say only use the new stuff.
That's where I'm at too. I prioritize using the latest stuff and try to. I mean, besides aspects, obviously, because I haven't looked at those in forever. But the latest weapons.
I mean, but like for armor, I have like I think maybe 10 pieces I use, and really only about 4 or 5 that I use. And I've got those stats where I want them, and so I just use those, and I don't bother with any of the others. Hence why I have like all of those. I forget what they call them, the materials like the golf ball and ciphers shard and things like that. Like I'm usually maxed out on those because I never use them. I don't do any. Like I don't take other. Yeah.
And you call yourself a Destiny 2 player. And you're not using the golf balls.
I call myself a casual player.
Oh.
Use the golf balls. If I need a new one for ranking up, I'll do one.
Say it again, Ghost.
I have to use them now because
If I'm maxed out on Ascendant shards and I'm getting one from, say, Zavala for ranking up, I just delete one.
Why not just use it randomly on a random item?
Oh my god.
Why would you delete it? That's actually
same with enhancement prisms.
We just lost like 20 subscribers.
That's the biggest scandal I've heard in 2025.
Wow.
Well, speaking of 2025, going back as of Season of the Witch, Destiny 2 has 453 legendary weapons that are considered viable.
Okay. So we can just assume they have about 800 now, right?
That are considered viable.
Yep. It's gone up, I'm sure. So it's probably over 500, I would guess by now. That's a lot of. That's most.
It's too much for the human mind to fathom.
We joke, but it is.
Yeah, it is.
Well, unless you're like maybe Aztecross, he seems pretty on top of it.
Well, we're all going to be playing Marathon in a little while anyway, so.
Oh, should we discuss Marathon?
Let's discuss it. Here it is. Hot button issue.
Can discuss it. I'm not interested at all.
There it is.
I will say, I'm not interested in playing it at all. I'm kind of like intrigued with the aesthetic. It's got like like almost like Sultan and I were talking about this, like almost like this Blade Runner-esque, like their character.
Mm-hmm. It's neon punk almost.
Yeah, like this like postmodern, punk aesthetic, which I'm not opposed to at all. But
let's ask the Call of Duty player first, just to be fair.
Extraction shooters don't do anything for me.
Extraction
So.
shooters.
Yeah. The
Not gonna pay on it,
fundamental
though.
thing that makes them an extraction shooter also makes it hard, I think,
Yeah.
to wrap my head around.
Well, I mean, it's like I don't like PvP in general, right? And then this just like a whole nother element of PvP that just like adds that this. I could just see it being like just super stressful and not enjoying it all.
Yes, exactly.
Enjoy it all.
But to be fair,
So-
we know that they didn't make Marathon for us.
Right. And they've even said that, they didn't make it for the their Destiny fan base. They've branched out, which
I'm a little confused
give them
on-
credit for trying something, different, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm a little worried, I'll say.
of
Because I
its
want Bungie
success.
to succeed, yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried about the decision making that would be. We already have a loyal fan base. Let's let's make something that they don't want, which isn't like.
What else is new?
I mean, it's one thing to say, "Hey, look, we've got Destiny for you."
Right.
We've got Destiny for you, and we're doing this expansion. We got a new expansion coming out, so we're taking care of you. But now we're going to try to pull in some other people who haven't necessarily been in the, like they're trying to increase their clientele, so to speak.
Well,
So,
and what I will say is, before I thought that the PvP players were being a little unfair to Bungie by saying, "Hey, you're ignoring Destiny PvP to make another PvP game." And now that I've seen Marathon, I do think that's exactly what was happening. That they were like, we could try to fix Destiny PvP, but that's not really what Destiny is. Let's just make a new game.
right, because the PvP has always been, except for like that, like its Trials heyday in D1 has
Yeah, and I
always
think
been.
a lot of us thought that they could still achieve that with the current system.
Yeah, but
We'll never know now.
I don't know. I was going to say it's like, defer to people who are, like people in the community who play extraction shooters, and then to bring back what we brought up in the beginning. I would have said Dr. Lupo, but he's kind of fallen off a pedestal. So I don't know whether I would
like a mixed bag, though. I will say the response, like some people seem really positive and some people seem on the fence.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people were invited to play the alpha, and I know Dr. Lupo was one of them. I don't know any of the others because it's not a game I'm interested in playing, so I haven't really looked into it beyond that, but I haven't
all I know
really,
is just from what I've picked up on social media.
Yeah, I haven't really
I do
looked
know
into
that Titanfall just recently canceled an extraction shooter.
Yeah.
And a third-person extraction shooter, Arc Writers, they just released like an alpha or something, and that's getting a lot of hype in the extraction community. So
they've got some competition.
I don't know if it is competition or not, because for an extraction shooter, does first person versus third person matter? I don't know. It's just not my thing. So
yeah,
but that's just what I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Okay, I just redeemed my code for the free emblem.
What? Oh, the what emblem?
The Ever Forward free emblem. I posted it in the general channel in the Discord.
Okay. Well, now we're.
You know
all
what we
gonna go
need?
to that.
We need an official Destiny emblem that our viewers could get by tuning into 15 minutes of our stream.
No.
Sorry to maybe.
Has anyone been playing Destiny Rising?
No, I don't think that's even out right now. I don't even think the beta's out right now.
Really?
UK has access
That was
to
in
it,
like
yeah.
an open beta for a bit.
I thought it was out already.
No, that was an alpha.
Thank you.
They had an open alpha for U.S. people in the U.S. I played a little bit of it, but I just couldn't do it on a phone.
I couldn't do the phone thing. It was actually giving me motion sickness, so I had to stop playing.
Doing it on the phone, that would remind me of Wuthering Waves when it first came out.
Yeah, that was a hard launch.
Yeah.
To bring it back to Marathon, the original Bungie IP of Marathon, was that not PvE?
I don't know anything about the original game from Bungie.
I remember tuning into Mylan Games streaming Marathon. Old school Marathon.
December 21st, 1994.
Wow.
I think you can play it for free now.
Marathon?
Yeah, Bungie's
the original Marathon?
Yes.
So what I'm wondering is that if that was the initial inspiration, why isn't there a PvE mode?
We don't know. There is not one. I watched one guy say it may be what they have up their sleeve.
Okay,
it's possible, but I feel like they've come right out and said there's not that element.
I do feel that they have said that. Yeah,
I think that they've said that too.
To fool everybody.
This game
just knowing how Bungie has struggled recently, that they have pretty much had their what their peak employee rate was. I think it was at 1,200 in its heyday, and now it's close to 600 or 700. I feel like their resources, they've downsized quite a bit. So I'm not sure that bodes well for the fact that they're doing a bunch of stuff behind the scenes like that.
Classic Marathon. I'm just looking at screenshots of it. It looks more like Doom.
Yeah, I was going to say it looked more like Doom or Quake.
It's from the Doom era, and it came out on the Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doom coming out in a couple of weeks on Game Pass.
It's free. Classic Marathon is free on Steam.
So I guess I will say that I'm a little first of all confused on why a PvP only mode would take multiple years to make. No offense, because I know developing is hard. All respect to game developers and game development, but just from a curiosity standpoint, I would think that just closed levels would be easier to make than an open campaign.
I mean, just because, we play Destiny and are involved in the Destiny world, so we get some insight into what's going on with the company in general. And I just feel like there were shifting of staff constantly.
Yes,
these people went to go work on Marathon, but then those people left the company, and then they had to shift other people to go work on Marathon. So I'm wondering if part of the reason it took so long is that they just didn't have a solid group of developers actually working on it.
It was so much starting and going and then stopping. And
my other thing is just their legacy is, Marathon and then Halo and Destiny. So again, my question would be why PvP only?
Why stray from something that you stray from what your company is actually known for?
Yes.
Why make the game even called Marathon when it has very little to do with the classic?
My thoughts on that is it was easy. Is maybe easier to reboot an IP than to get rights to set up the rights to a new one.
Oh, maybe that's
maybe it's a legal thing.
Possibly.
It's a little bit
Anyway,
straws.
So to be clear, are any of us planning on jumping into it at all?
No.
Currently, no.
Not even from a curious point of view. It's not
unless you guys force me to.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, though. I just can't see spending the money personally, just to see if I like it or not.
Right.
It may be that I want to try it out after seeing other people streaming it or see what it's.
I mean, if they have something like a free weekend or whatever, I might say, hey, you guys want to give this a go?
Yeah.
But beyond that, I'm not going to put
I think even
super expensive. It was $40, I think they said.
I think even a 10-15 hour campaign, just a short and sweet campaign would get my foot in the door of that world.
Would, especially since we know that they have
I really like the environment, so I wouldn't mind exploring them. I just don't want to explore them with.
Well, and
fear.
they have PvPvE. Like they also have bots in the game, so they already have the AI. So why isn't there a? I'm sorry. I'm just lamenting because I do love the art style and I love Bungie.
I do want to circle back just a little bit. You did say like $40 or something. I want to say I don't have receipts on this, but I do want to say that a $40-ish price tag was like rumored, and there was like negative response to that, and people were saying like I wouldn't spend $40 on what I'm seeing in the alpha, and people were saying, and I think that Bungie was saying like, no, it will be like
I think
a flat amount, but we don't know.
I think they came out and said it won't be a full price game. That's all they've said.
Right.
It's not going to be.
But because I had heard it wasn't going to be a full price game because you were going to be like it was going to have like some level of like subscription or whatever.
Well, it'll have a battle pass, but
it'll have some kind of live service component to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what amount of upfront cost would be acceptable, would be the sweet spot to make it.
Bottom line, though, I'm fine if the game doesn't appeal to me as long as it appeals to other people.
Mm-hmm.
I am just a Bungie fan and just kind of worried that this is going to be a miss for them, and I don't know if they can survive a miss right now.
That's pretty much my take.
Disappointing.
Yeah,
it is disappointing that a company that we love and we actually enjoy playing their games like are producing a game that I'm just not interested in playing because I like their aesthetics. I like what and I know probably the gunplay is going to be really good because
and that's the one thing I have heard
really good at. So
is that no matter what you say about Marathon, the gunplay is still good. So they still have that.
The environment looks amazing. The characters look cool. The gunplay looks really interesting. The enemies are really cool. It's just the fact that I could be like going into a round and shooting the enemy robots and getting my loot. And I'm like, yeah, I got this cool thing. And then I get sniped from behind because it's like kind of an open arena. And I get sniped from behind and then I lose my stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the core part of your gameplay loop, and I'm not into it.
That kind of reminds me of if Ark Survival Ascended, for instance, has a PvP, but you could get raided and lose all your stuff while you're at work or something.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that situation. It's like there's no motivation to carry on playing.
And you know what I said is that doesn't appeal to me because I don't want to be the one shooting somebody and have them lose their stuff. Like, I'm not really loot driven in these types of games, but that feels mean spirited to me. Like if I'm going in and taking someone out and then making them lose their loot, like that doesn't.
Yeah, not too into that whole cutthroat aspect of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I never even really liked like GTA or games like that.
Yeah.
It just had like these.
It's not for us, but
it's like nefarious
Speaking of GTA,
and I wish it was. Oh, I wish it was. I think I wouldn't even mind like losing stuff in a PvE experience, kind of like Hades or something. Like I go for my build and then like my run ends and I have to start over. Yeah, like a roguelike. If it was like a Destiny roguelike, I could see myself still having fun with that. It's like I don't even really mind like losing my stuff. It's specifically like combining PvP with losing progress feels like sour to me.
Yeah. I'm wondering if just depending on how well it does and like if the whole like extraction shooter PvP element of it isn't as successful as they were hoping it to be, would they be able to integrate?
I don't think they have the resources to pivot at this point.
Unless it is something that they are working on, but it's still too early to launch, and they're shooting for like a 1-year anniversary of Marathon. They do a PvE campaign. I don't know.
Working on anything else besides just that, like
they got
recently
canceled.
Got restructured by Sony, and the other stuff they were working on either got canceled, and one of them got spun off into a new game studio.
Okay,
that's not Bungie. It's
it was like
Sony.
The Gummy Bears codename project got
spun off,
and everything else was canceled. They said you're spread too thin.
So it really is this. I know the make or break for Bungie is overused, but this might just be.
It kind of feels like it.
Their make or break. I don't know how. I don't see a world where Marathon comes out and it completely flops, and Destiny and Bungie as a company is fine. I think Destiny might get taken over by Sony.
Yeah. I mean, they're already umbrellaed by Sony, so it'd be easy for them to.
It just means that they replace C-suite
break it apart
at Bungie. Then
I am surprised with all the ups and downs and having gone from, like you said, like they ballooned up and doubled in size, and then they shrunk back down and halved in size. I don't see why Pete Parsons is still at the helm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's hard to understand.
And you say that just after I read a little statistic here that the development team for Expedition 33, 30 people.
30 people.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
This is the second time I've used this. As like the larger you are, the harder you fall, right? Like that, kind of like that.
Except unless you're Pete Parsons, I think you can be as big as you want.
Because I think Bungie in its heyday, how many employees did they have when they put out Halo? Right? Like it.
Right. Obviously they started just a few guys making games, and it was a very organic way to start a game studio.
Yeah.
So they do have kind of that like almost Cinderella story of just being, some boys who loved making video games.
But then, it kind of like, and Soultime and I have talked about this a little bit, because it's like, just like the rise of video games and the popularity of video games is that these developers started to find themselves almost like in this superstar status, right?
Yes,
like people like were, as with anybody who like rises to stardom, they don't quite know how to handle that stardom. Yep. And some people handle it well and others don't.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of pressure. And some people crack under pressure.
Under pressure. All right. Okay. I think we're going to need to wrap it up for today. Call it our return to form here. And I'd like to get on and do some gaming. I played some Batman this morning, just chipping away at the achievements. I have my first Arkham Knight. Yes, Arkham Knight, which became available on Game Pass Core.
I was only playing Arkham Knight because he likes beating the crap out of bad guy. I mean, have you seen how Batman fights on that game?
He doesn't mess around. He's got all sorts of interesting torture tools
he'd be
as
killing
well.
people with those hand-to-hand combat skills.
The torture tools. Like he tases the hell out of everybody if you want.
That, or he throws them into a corner of a wall.
Yeah, freezing them.
Spine.
Freezes his enemies. Hey, they deserve it. They're criminals, right?
I think anyone deserves that kind of violence.
So I played that, but I do need to get on Destiny. Sally Bug, what do you think? A little Destiny today?
Yeah, pick up some chess pieces, finish the catalyst for the Barodiad once and for all that stuff.
We've just been playing a bunch of different video games, and it's hard to find enough time to hit them all.
I know, that's the problem. There's so many I want to play and dip my toes in and try, and my problem is once I commit to a game, like Batman's a good example. Once I commit to it, I'm in it to do everything there is I can possibly do in the game.
I used to be like that. I've tried to let it go. Like I just don't have time to 100% everything.
Right.
And if a game's giving me trouble, I put it to easy mode immediately because I want to experience the game. And if it's too hard, I know that some people enjoy that, but if it's too hard, then I'm not going to be able to get through it quickly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my biggest deal. Like I'm having a hard time just making a commitment to play anything because just worried about like the time commitment and just feeling like, okay, now I'm committed and now I have to play this game. And I feel spread thin already for, with just the
no,
one
because
game.
we started Expedition 33 last weekend and we're like, oh, I want to play. And we wanted to do that every day this week. And then the weekday happens and you don't have time during the weekday to do it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's hard.
So.
It's harder.
And
it's hard.
Yeah, and then
I can definitely see.
Like, okay, so
I have 10 video games in one day.
I have this time window to play video games, and now what do I want? Do I want to start something new, or do I want to just go in and kick out a few things in Destiny? Right? Like it's
exactly. It's not the worst problem to have, though. I'll say.
Yeah, I mean,
it is one that we did kick down to easy mode. And there's like an expert mode where I could see the benefit of.
Yeah, a lot of people recommend doing Expedition 33 on expert mode. And for us, we did the opposite. We had to kick it down because we just wanted to get through the fights quicker. And they go longer if they're harder.
They go longer and you are going to have to restart because expert mode basically means like you have to land the perfect dodges.
So you have to learn everybody's timing.
So you got to learn all the enemies' timings, which is like,
stressful.
that's like fun. But I prefer it to be.
There's something to be said about
if you don't work.
Learning it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
if you don't work, you don't have a family and life going on outside of.
No, if you're streaming it, go for it.
But when you've like spread out and tried like a bunch of these like really cute indie games that are like really short and you can like finish them in like 5 hours or so, then spending like 2 hours grinding out one boss fight
it feels as appealing.
it stops being as appealing to us specifically.
We're getting older,
because it's like, oh man, I could have played like half of a really cute indie story, but right now I'm just trying to get the timing right for this parry on this one attack, which again, a lot of people do like that. For us,
it's a balance.
It's a balance, and what I like is a game that lets you cater that experience.
It's nice that game has those two experiences, right? Like it has the experience of being able to say,
oh yeah, I would for sure have tried Elden Ring by now if there was an easy mode.
Yeah, me too. I just like even Soul Time, like you start. I mean, we haven't been big Dark Souls, games, but that's part of the reason why is that they're so hard and they're so grindy. And
I know that's their thing. That's like their identity. But I love the aesthetic of those games, and I'd love to just experience the world of those games.
Yeah, they're beautiful, and their character development and the stories are great. I just like that's one where I just rather watch someone else play.
Yeah, that's true. And we do we do enjoy watching Let's Plays.
Yeah. All right.
Very good on the first rebrand. I like it. Rebranding. I like it.
Did I talk too much?
I don't know. I'll have to play it
Did
back.
any of us talk too much? We all talked.
I think we all said something. I've been trying to like figure out how to do notes on this and everything, but yeah. So Ghost, what are your plans for this evening? And it is nighttime there, yeah?
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
Still daylight, but I don't have to do much. My mum's gone to Greece for the week.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
that's exciting.
Tell us more.
Yeah.
It's her first time going abroad, and she's gone with her sister, so it's just me, my two sisters, and Pelham in the house right now with the dogs.
She's just gone on holiday?
Yeah, she's been really excited for it. She went this morning, and I just wanted to...
that's great.
That's amazing.
I woke up early just so I could say bye to her.
Oh, nice.
Aw, that's great.
That's very
How
cool.
long How long will she be out?
She's not long landed. She took some photos because I told her if you're in a plane, take some photos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I bet she's gonna have a great time.
I just made some I made some jokes. I was like, if you see a Minotaur over there, bring me one back.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, did you just say Minotaur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting Americanized by us. It's Minotaur.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a little bit Americanized by your clanmates here.
What do you expect? How long have I been in a clan?
That's true. That is true.
But on to obviously Expedition 33 and most games that are out right now. The more excited I am from, the less I want to play because I just want to get around to it when I'm, bored, for instance.
Right.
So that way I can, so I can put my full focus into it. It's like Oblivion in a minute. I'm trying to hold off on Oblivion, but I never played it when it first came out.
Oh, so this will be a cool.
So it's basically fresh to me, and it's just fun as hell.
Have you gotten out of the prison at the very beginning yet?
Yeah, I think I mentioned before, I wasn't satisfied with what character I picked, so I started again like 3 times, so I was just stealthing my way through the dungeon every time.
Yes. Keep the shackles that you get. Supposedly they're the only enchantable arm items in the game. I didn't know that when I played it way back the original, so...
I'm going into the Oblivion gates and just getting all the loot I can.
I've heard of people doing that, right? Yeah.
I never played Oblivion. Just vaguely aware of it being in the household.
Oh yes, yes.
I remember watching Soul Time. It was one of those games where I experienced it by just couch playing.
Yeah.
In other words, just sitting next to Soul Time while he played.
We watched the reveal, and it was very cool to see them talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That seems really cool.
I was actually really surprised by that too. I did not see that coming.
Nope, none of us did.
My first Elden Scroll was Skyrim.
Ah, such a good game.
That was mine as well.
Such a
memories of that one. That's another one where I dabbled a little bit, but I mostly just again played as a couch, like watched. It was like watching a movie. Just watched Soul Time, gave him some pointers every now and again.
Just remember, it's not an Elder Scrolls game without bugs. I don't know where any of my horses are on Oblivion.
Oh my god.
Oh dear, my goodness.
Horses anyway. My character can run faster than them currently.
Oh my gosh.
I'm looking forward to giving Oblivion a shot. I do think that after Expedition 33, we'll probably go to South of Midnight.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's on my games as well. It's just like it's another game that I just want to set aside time for.
Yeah.
What's South of Midnight?
It's an RPG that takes place in the South.
It's it's like Gothic,
Southern Gothic,
like Louisiana.
Yeah. There's like a giant monster catfish
and stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, that's right up my alley. I could see like.
It just seems like a fun story to just get immersed in. I heard the combat is to be wanting, but I'm not. I just want to have fun with
for the
it.
environment.
It's like a beautiful story.
Yeah. When is it out?
That
out.
one's already out.
Okay.
But
You guys, maybe y'all should just sign up for a month of Game Pass.
Oblivion's like 123 gig.
Probably should.
If you play a single game, it pays for itself.
I think get through the school year and then we'll see how the summer goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So,
do y'all go into June?
And not to drop a bomb at the very end, is anyone going to get a Switch too?
Oh, of
No.
course,
On it
eventually.
because the new Pokemon releases coming out then on afterwards are going to be on that, so I need them.
Yep. I knew it.
Yeah, we actually said that earlier about you, Ghost. He'll get one for
them. And then my sister was just like, "Oh, well, if you're getting a new Switch, maybe we could have that one."
Enough to warrant getting a new one.
Same, but I'm still gonna get a new one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want it right away, but I probably won't get it right away because the demand is going to be so high. There's no way that they're going to meet demand, and so the likelihood that
we'll get it when we can. We'll get it.
We'll get it when we get it, and I won't be upset, and I'll still be playing the original Switch, probably for a while.
Probably just as much.
Just as much as the Switch.
But they're coming out with enhanced versions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, so I'm very excited to revisit.
And they're doing that just so people will buy the Switch too.
Well, and speaking of Switch,
a Donkey Kong Bonanza looks fun too.
And the new Mario Kart looks really good.
Yes.
Speaking of Switch, and one of the fun things that I'm doing as a teacher is I'm actually coaching an esports team. My middle school. So I've actually.
And I'm backup coach. I coached one tournament.
Backup coach. He had to fill in for me on a day I couldn't make it. So it's only Super Smash right now because it's on the club level. We don't like this. Is definitely bare bones. Don't have the financial support of the school system quite yet. The school system itself has a pretty strong esports team on the high school level. And so I thought, hey, we're doing it on the high school level. Why not do something like a little more club style? Just get the middle schoolers kind of like into kind of the whole idea of esports and that.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
Is it Melee or Brawl or what is it?
Or Ultimate?
Ultimate,
yeah.
It's the newest one.
And honestly, never is so funny that I'm coaching it because it's like I've never played it, but I mean I know enough about like gaming and stuff to just like like one of the
things
one
about
of my
being on an esports team have nothing to do with gaming. You'll find
one of my esports athletes, so to speak, is like, dude, stop spamming when they're practicing. I was like, you're gonna have to get used to like how to counter spamming because there's no guarantee person you're. Like when you actually
spams.
When you compete, you're going to come across people who are spamming. So the more you practice how to counter it, the better off you're going to be. So it's like true coaching.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, you're going to find somebody that is going to they're going to find this one thing and they're going to do it like a lot. And a part of it is to see if they can get you tilted. And that's when you lose.
Yep. So, I mean, it's been fun. It's just a small little team. I think I had 12 to start, but interest waned from at least one of them. But it's cool. It's been kind of a fun thing to do on Thursday afternoon. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, very.
So
cool.
that's what my Switch has been doing recently.
That's great.
It's been used
for a Switch.
When they were here for the week, they had it in the front room and they were just playing Mario Kart and Smash Bros.
Yeah, there's been a lot of interest in on the esports side. They really wanted to play Rocket League, but you don't play Rocket League on the Switch. It's on either an Xbox console or a PC. But
yeah,
we just didn't. You would need an individual one for every player, and we just didn't have the resources for that. So
I've been playing Balatro on my Switch because it's fun and handheld. Has anyone played Balatro?
No. What is it? What is that?
It's a poker roguelike.
See, gambling.
Yes.
They're like,
no, so it's like poker, but there's like these special Joker cards that give you different buffs. So like they'll say like, oh, you can make straights with one less card, for example.
Oh, cool.
Or like aces count as double, and then you're like collecting those different cards, and you can only hold a certain amount at a time. So you're like constantly switching them out, and like kind of deck building. But that's, the core of it is poker, and so, but you're playing with yourself, just trying to make as many hands as possible, and especially the hands that you've built your jokers around. So I am actually terrible at it. I'm like, I almost always lose, but it's actually so much fun and addicting. So it's
fun to play anyway.
It's on phones too. It's on everything. I'm actually coming to Game Pass. No, not Game Pass. PlayStation.
Yeah, it's already on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass already. Okay. So yeah, it's on Game Pass and it's on PlayStation Plus this month.
It's super addicting. It's good in short bursts. And then you say that you're just going to play a short burst and then it's like 2 a.m.
That never has happened to me, but
it happens to people that do.
It does happen to people.
I'm trying to stay away from the games that are like I had a couple of like those puzzly type games on my phone that I would just like play while watching my court TV, and I was like, I actually had to delete them. I'm just like the the little dopamine burst that these were giving me, and like I'll just play another level, I'll just play another level, and I'm like I could see I even though it had nothing to do with money or whatever, just that addictive piece of it, and I was like, yep, I got to get rid of these.
Yeah.
Well, you would probably really like Balatro, but it might not be.
Yeah, and so it's just like the only game I have on my phone right now are just like the New York Times like Wordle and Connections and Sudoku. It's like, yeah, because those are kind of like one and done. Figure out the word of the day and then just be done with it, right? So it's just
all right.
Any
other media recommendations?
Let's wrap it up for real.
Yeah, for reals now.
Yeah, let's wrap it up for real. Well, thank you for listening to the Paracasual Podcast, formerly Paracasual Destiny Podcast, episode 70. That's 70. Geez, that's how old I am. So a podcast for every year. It's amazing. Anyway, so long, everybody. Join us next time. When that will be, we're not exactly sure yet, but we'll try to get some sort of rhythm. Maybe the every other week thing makes sense again, or whatever, depending on people's schedules and desires.
Yeah. When we're feeling it.
Yeah, when we're feeling it. All right. So long. Bye.
Bye.
Catch you in the world of video games.